settings. First setting is complete, and now here second setting is complete, and now we can say here third setting is complete. Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Accordance with titles, today we are roasting Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf in the topic of the Instagram Reels. And here we can see there's the Instagram Reels contains a speech about the women's that if women's are working in a bank as a bank managers, women thinks that she has been established, but according to Abdul Razzak bin Yusuf, she has been destroyed. But reality can be is opposite of this. Now here in this live stream today we are roasting the reels as a perception of ICC T20 World Cup 2026. Here today's match is discussion match is the match between England versus Sri Lanka. Okay, now let's get started at the moment. And now here we can see. But first of the points, I think here we could see it is would be slow speed because Abdur Rajan bin Yusuf are speaking fast. Okay, now let's see. Come on. Oh, now here Abdur Razzak bin Yusuf says, well, women thinks that when she got a job in a bank as a bank manager, women think she has been established. Okay. Now here we can see. Well, according with Abdul Razzak bin Yusuf, women thinks that she has when she became judge, she has been respected. Well, oh, okay. Now here Abdul Razzak bin Yusuf says, when women get a job to become a school principals, she gets an respect. But according with Abdul Razzak bin Yusuf, she has been destroyed. Okay. Now, if women gets a establishment job, she has been destroyed according with Abdul Razzak bin Yusuf. But here topic can be opposite of this. Here I would discuss accordance with the match between England versus Sri Lanka. Okay. Okay. And now here we can see here the match between England versus Sri Lanka when England were batting first and England scored 160 runs out of 9 wickets in 20 overs. Here and as a reply innings, Sri Lanka scores 95 runs in all out in 100 balls. Well, now here were accordance the first innings we can see uh, the highest scorer of England innings is Phil Salt. He scores 62 runs out of 40 balls, where accordance with Sri Lankan innings, uh, the highest scorer is Dashun Shanaka. He scores 30 runs out of 24 balls. But now, here we can say, here is the points as I would discuss about the economical points. Okay. First of all, here we can see the significant moments. What is going on here? Joe Butler we can scored 7 runs out of 14 balls. Here, Joe Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls, where Joe Butler is a batsman of England innings, where England innings scored 146 runs out of 20 overs. Okay. And now, let's check what is the salary of monthly salary of Joe Butlers. Here we can say monthly salary of Joe Butler is 83,000. Okay. Now here monthly and here we can see the significant moments when your monthly salary is 83,000 pounds, but you can score 7 runs out of 14 overs. Probably it can be shameful moments at the points. Okay. Now here we can convert it pounds to dollar. Well, here it is almost 113,000 United States dollars, or probably, if I would say, it is 112,225 United States dollars. Okay. As a round figure, it is 113,000 United States dollars. Well, now here my discussion point is clear, and it is the significant to be discussed. Here, when the match is between England versus New Zealand, I apologize. When here the match is between England versus Sri Lanka, well, Joe Butler played 14 balls, and the last of the 14 balls, Joe Butler was out. Here is the points. But here we can say in 13 balls, Joe Butler contains a chance to score 78 runs. But what is the reality? The reality is Joe Butler could score 7 runs in the 13 ball. After the 13 ball, ball number 14, Joe Butler became out. Well, now here the point is, what if Joe Butler would score 78 runs out of 13 ball in lieu of 7 runs out of 13 balls? Okay, what is 78 runs out of 13 balls? That means 13 ball contains 13 over boundary. And what is 78 subtracted by 7? That is 71. Now here we can say let's check it. What is the summation between 146 by 71? 146 sum by 1 is 147. 147 sum by 70 is here 217. That means here we can say if Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 13 balls, here we could say the England could score 217 runs out of 20 overs, because the last of the 14 balls Josh Butler has been out. Okay, and in this moment, what would happen if England would score 217 runs out of 20 overs? Hence, England could provide 218 runs in 20 overs as a target to Sri Lanka. And here we can see what is the real score of Sri Lanka, that is 95 out of 100 balls, where all of Sri Lankan batsmen are all out. Hence here we can say what is 217 subtract by 95. Let's check it. 217 subtract by 90 subtract by 5 is here we can notify 127 subtract by 5, that is 122. Well, that means England could defeat Sri Lanka with the difference of 122 runs if and only if England scored 217 runs in 20 overs. That could be possible if and only if Josh Butler, the Englander batsman, could score 78 runs out of 13 balls in lieu of 7 runs out of 13 balls. Okay. And now, here my point is that why I am roasting Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf's Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf's Instagram reels, where the discussion is about the Josh Butler's performance in the match between England versus Sri Lanka. Here is the significant points, because accordance with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, if a woman can be employed as a bank manager, she thinks that she has been established, but accordance with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, she has been destroyed. Okay. Now here we can see, and women of the Bank of England works as employee as a bank manager, and because of her performance, she has a major performance contributions on the Bank of England's developments, and here and as an effect, Bank of England increased the salary of the women to be a bank manager of the Bank of England. And here Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf thinks that these women to be a bank manager of the Bank of England has been destroyed. But at the same time, we can say, well, a bank manager can earn almost 31,000 United States dollars or 35,000 United States dollars. Thus, When a woman to be bank manager can earn 35,000 United States dollars, but still, according with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, she has been destroyed. But here, Joe's Butler, we can clearly see in the match between England versus Sri Lanka. Englander man cricketer Josh Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls, where he has been paid as a salary, monthly salary of 113,000 United States dollars as a monthly salary. He, but he scored 7 runs in 13 balls, where according with monthly salary, we could expect from Josh Butler that he would score 78 runs out of 13 balls. And now, here we can say that Josh Butler's irresponsibility to score in 14 balls, here in 13 balls, in 71 runs of his real score is missing. And now, according with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, Josh Butler is not destroyed because he scored 7 runs out of 30 balls with the monthly salary of 130,000 United States dollars. Okay. Now here we can see if a women bank manager of the Bank of England would be capable that she would play a cricket for one match, probably she could score 39 runs out of 30 balls, where she is a bank manager with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars. But here, Josh Butler with a salary of 120,000 United States dollars, he scored 7 runs out of 30 balls. That is the significant disaster moments as we could see. Okay. And here in the 7 runs, here is no boundary and no over boundary. That means Josh Butler scored 7 runs in the base of single, double, triples. But if English women to be bank manager would get an opportunity to play one match, she could score 39 runs out of 30 balls, where from 39 runs here we could see almost 2 boundaries and 2 over boundaries. And here we can see the points. And here is the moments when Josh Butler scored as a less capability than an ordinary English woman to be bank manager, but get the salary of 4 times more than the English woman to be bank manager. Now here we can see accordance with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, the woman has been destroyed because she is a bank manager. But Josh Butler, the man cricketer, scored 7 runs out of 30 balls, he is not destroyed. It is the hypocrisy we can see. And that is the problems that that cannot improve a man to perform in his careers. Uh, and that is feminist Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf points. Okay. And now let's see the second man's. Well, what about the second person? Second person is Jacob Bethels. Jacob Bethel scores three runs out of 4 balls. Okay. Now here we could see Jacob Bethel scores 3 runs out of 4 balls. Where now when score is 3 runs, of course here would be no boundaries and no over boundaries. Well, and the last of the 4 balls, Jacob Bethel is out, of course. Well, and here we can see the points. Let's get the journey. What if Jacob Bethel contains 3 over boundaries? Well, what is 3 multiplied by 6? That is 18. Well, and what is 18 subtracted by 3? That is 15. Here, and now let's think that Jacob Bethel score. Let's think all score is as it is unchanged, but Jacob Bethel scores 18 runs out of 4 balls. Here, what would be changed at the moment? Let's check it. Well, the summation of 146 by 10 is 156, and summation of 156 by 5 is 161. Well, that means here we can see England scores 161 runs in 20 overs if and only if Jacob Bethel could score 80 runs out of 4 balls. Okay. Now here we can see what is the scenario as a hypothetical moment. When England would score 161 runs in 20 overs, England would provide the score of 162 runs as a target to Sri Lanka in 20 overs, and where Sri Lanka's real score is 95 runs out of 20 overs. Here we can see the significant moment is good for that. Well, what is 161 subtracted by 95? That is 166 subtracted by 100. And here we can see England could defeat Sri Lanka by 66 runs if and only if Jacob Bethel could score 80 runs out of 4 balls. And now let's see the circumstance, the points. What if Jacob Bethel scored 18 runs out of 4 balls and Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of that 14 balls? Well, let's get the points. Well, 100, what is 71 sum by 15? That would be 86. Well, let's get the points. What is 46 sum by 86? That is 136 sum by 6, that is 132. And what is 132 sum by 100? That is 232. And here we can say England could score 232 runs out of 20 overs if and only if Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 14 balls and Jacob Bethel could score 18 runs out of 4 balls. Okay. Now let's check the points. Well, here Sri Lanka's real score is 95 out of 20 overs. Now let's see. What is 232 subtract by 95? That is 237 subtract by 100. That is 137. And here we can see England could defeat Sri Lanka with the difference of 137 runs if and only if Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 14 balls and Jacob Bethel could score 18 runs out of 4 balls. But here we can see with a salary of 120,000 United States dollars, Jacob Bethel scored 3 runs out of 4 balls and Josh Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls. And here it is the disappointed moments. Now, if we can get an English woman to be bank manager to play a cricket match with the hat, where opponent would be Sri Lankan women, that then in 35,000 United States dollars, she can score almost 10 runs out of 4 balls. And here would be 2 boundaries or 1 over boundaries at the moment. But here Jacob Bethels with the monthly salary of 120,000 United States dollar still scored 3 runs out of 4 balls and Josh Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls where his monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. And here is the significant moments as we can see. Well, the significant moments we could see, okay, let's get the points. Well, we could see that here Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf claims that if a woman and with the highest performance of if a woman with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars is the highest performer to be bank manager of the Bank of the England, accordance with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, he has been destroyed. But well, with a salary of 120,000 United States dollars as a monthly salary, if Josh Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls and Jacob Bethel scored 3 runs out of 4 balls, they would not be destroyed accordance with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. And now, here is the hypocrisy at the moment that, well, man's performance is low. The Josh Butler and Jacob Bethel is scoring less than women's cricket. But accordance with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, they are not destroyed. And that means Josh Butlers and Jacob Bethels would play less than women's cricket performance. It is satisfying for Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf that he would not say that Josh Butler and Jacob Bethels would be destroyed anymore. Okay. Well, now let's check the points. Here is significant moments at the points. Well, what is the score of Tom Batnon? He scores 6 runs out of 7 balls. Okay. Now, here is my points that what is 6 square, that is 36. Well, when 6 ball contains 6 over boundary, a score is 6 square. Okay. Now here we can see where Tom Barton contains an opportunity to score 36 runs out of 7 balls. He scored 6 runs. Okay. Now everything is unchanged, but if Tom Barton would score 36 runs, then what is the affection on this? The affection is clear. Well, 146 sum by 30 is 176. That means England would score 176 runs in 20 overs if and only if Tom Batnon would score 36 runs in 7 balls. And what would be the effect? Well, now let's see. Sri Lanka would got a target of 177 runs in 20 overs, where Sri Lankan real score is 95 out of 20 overs. Actually 95 out of 100 balls, but Sri Lanka has been all out. And here we can say 176 subtract by 95 is 181 subtract by 100. That means 81. Here England can defeat Sri Lanka with the difference of 81 runs if and only if Tom Batnon could score 36 runs out of 7 balls. Okay. Now here we can see let's get the journey at the moment. What if Josh Butler scored 78 runs out of 14 balls? Jacob Bethel scores 18 runs out of 4 balls, and Tom Batnon would score 36 runs out of 7 balls. Hence, what would be the points? Here point is clear. The summation of 30 by the summation of 30 by 15 is 45. And the summation of 45 and 71 is summation of 46 by 70. That is 117. And here, let's see the national score effects. What is the summation of 246 by 117? That is, here we can say 253 sum by 110. I apologize. What is 146 sum by 117? That is 153 sum by 110. And here we can see this result would be 263. That means here England could score 263 runs in 20 overs if and only if the Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 14 balls. Jacob Battle would score 18 runs out of 4 balls, and Tom Batnon could score 36 runs out of 7 balls. Okay, here is the points, the moments. And what is the effect of the score, England score of 263 in 20 overs? Well, Sri Lanka could get the target of 264 runs in 20 overs. And here we can see Sri Lanka's real score is 95 out of 20 overs. Now let's see. What is I apologize. What is 263 subtract by 97? That is 268 subtract by 100. That is 168. And here we can see that England could score 160. I apologize. England could defeat Sri Lanka in the difference of 168 if and only if Josh Butler would score 78 runs out of 13 overs. Okay, Salam. Well, England could defeat Sri Lanka in the difference of 168 runs if and only if Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 14 balls. Jacob Battle would score 18 runs out of 4 balls, and Tom Batnon could score 36 runs out of 7 balls. And now, here we can see that as the real score of Josh Butler, Jacob Battle and Tom Batnon, here we can say that how England's money is wasting for this. Okay. Josh Butler monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. Jacob Battle's monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. And Tom Batnon's monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. The combined monthly salary both of Josh Butler, Jacob Battle, Tom Batnon is 360,000 United States dollars. But here the result is too disappointed. Here, Josh Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls. Well, Jacob Battle scores 3 runs out of 4 balls. Tom Batnon scored 6 runs out of 7 balls. Now here we can imagine one woman to be a bank manager of the Bank of England played the cricket match in this match. Now let's see. What is here 21 sum by 4? That is 25. The women to be bank manager of the Bank of England contains an opportunity to play cricket of 25 balls. Here we can say that she could score almost 100 runs out of 25 balls. Okay. Now here we can see 7 sum by 3 is 10, 10 sum by 6 is 16. Well, without the score, combined score of George Butler, Jacob Bethels and Tom Batnon, England's score is 130 runs out of 20 overs. And now the women to be bank manager of the Bank of England with the monthly salary of 35,000 United States dollars would score 100 runs out of 25 balls. Oh my god, it is too feminist. Well, 50 runs out of 25 balls. And what would be the points? Here we can say England would score 180 runs out of 20 overs. And here we can see what is 60 subtracted by 35, that is 25. That means, as an imaginary we can say 325,000 United States dollars has been probable monthly waste on George Butler, Jacob Bethel and Tom Batnon. Because with the monthly salary of 120,000 United States dollars, Jacob Bethel scored 7 runs out of 14 balls. Well, I apologize. George Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls. At the same salary, Jacob Bethel scored 3 runs out of 4 balls. And at the same salary, Tom Batnon scored 6 runs out of 7 balls. And here we can see that is the points. Okay. Now let's focus on Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. Accordance with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, if a woman is perform well to be a bank manager of the Bank of England with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars, according with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, the women has been destroyed. But now here with the monthly salary of I apologize, with the monthly combined salary of 360,000 United States dollars, here 7 runs out of 14 balls from George Butler, well 3 runs out of 4 balls from Jacob Bethels and 6 runs out of 7 balls from Tom Batnons. Accordance with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, neither George Butler is destroyed, nor Jacob Bethel is destroyed, nor Tom Batnon is destroyed. Right. Now here we can see we misogynist man can roast man in the performance of in the base of the cricket performance. Now here we can see Josh Butler disappoint misogynist Englander by scoring 7 runs out of 14 balls. Jacob Bethel disappointed misogynist Englander by scoring 3 runs out of 4 balls, and Tom Badnall disappointed misogynist Englander by scoring 6 runs out of 7 balls. That is not even the tension of Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. But if an English woman performs well to be a bank manager of the Bank of England with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars, according with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, he has been destroyed. The woman has been destroyed. Okay. But the problem is the women's to perform well as a bank manager of the Bank of England with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars is the hope of the feminist women in England. But here we can see Josh Butler, Jacob Bethel, and Tom Badnon disappoint the misogynist Englander in the cricket match between England versus Sri Lanka. That is not headache of Maulana Abdul Razzak bin Yousuf. Well, now Maulana Abdul Razzak bin Yousuf is just to destroy the misogynist society of England, particularly the misogynist cricket society of England. And here is the wish of Maulana Abdul Razzak bin Yousuf. And that is the dangerous moment, as we can see. Okay. Now here we let's get the points. Well, now let's see. What about English captains? Harry broke a score 14 runs out of 7 balls. We are with 1 boundary. Okay. Now here we can see. Now we know what is the 6 over boundary, that is 6 square, that is 36. Now here we can see 36 subtract by 14 is 26 subtract by 4, that is 22. And here in this moment, let's get the point. Let's sum 146 by 22. That is 148 sum by 20. That is 168. Well, just for a wait and watch. Well, England can score 168 runs out of 20 balls if and only if every England's batsman score is unchanged, but Harry Greg can score 36 runs out of 7 balls. And what would be effect? What the effect would be like that? Then England could provide 169 runs as a target to Sri Lanka. Now let's see. Sri Lanka's real score is 95 runs out of 100 balls, where all of Sri Lankan cricket team is all out. Now let's see. What is this point that 168 subtract by 95? That means here 173 subtract by 100, that is 73. That means England can defeat Sri Lanka in the difference of 73 runs if and only if Harry Brick would score 36 runs out of 7 balls. Okay. Now here, now let's back on the 4 points. 4 batsmen. Well, what if Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 14 balls? Jacob Bethel scored 18 runs out of 4 balls. Tom Batnon scores 36 runs out of 7 balls. And Harry Brick scored 36 runs out of 7 balls. Okay. Now let's get facts. What is 30 sum by 22? That is 52. What is 52 sum by 15? That is 62 sum by 5. That is 67. Okay. What is 67 sum by 71? That is 68 sum by 70. That is 138. Well, now here we can see the points. What is 146 sum by 138? Let's get the points. 6 sum by 8 is 40. Well, 46 sum by 8 is 58. Well, 58 sum by 30 is 88. And 1 sum by 1 is 2. Well, England can score 288 runs in 20 overs if and only if Josh Butler could score 78 runs out of 14 balls. Jacob Bethel could score 18 runs out of 4 balls. Well, Tom Batnon could score 36 runs out of 7 balls. And Harry Brick could score 36 runs out of 7 balls. Now here we can see. What is the salary? What is about the salary? Josh Butler monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. Well, Jacob Bethel's monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. Tom Batnon monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars, and Harry Brick monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. That means the combined monthly salary both of Josh Butler, Jacob Bethel's, well, Tom Batnon and Harry Brick, the combined monthly salary is 480,000 United States dollars. Okay. And here, what is the combined scores? Let's see. 16 sum by 14, that is 30. Okay. Without the combined score of, well, Josh Butler, Jacob Bethel, Tom Batnon and Harry Brick, England could score almost 116 runs. And what England could play? How much ball? Let's see. Well, okay. Uh, just for a moment. 25. 25 sum by 7 is 32. Well, here we can see 20 subtract by 5 is 15. 14 overs 8 balls. In 14 overs 8 balls, England score is 116 runs in the played over of 14 overs 4 balls. Here is the catch of the points. And now let's see that how a woman perform in 32 overs. Women perform in 32 overs is just like mostly 60 overs. It is the points. And here we can say England could score 176 runs in 20 overs. Well, first, if a woman to be bank manager of the Bank of England with the salary of 30,000 United States dollars replaced it to Jacob Bethel's, George Butler, Tom Batnon and Henry Big scored 60 runs out of 32 balls. And here we can see 181 subtract by 100 is 81. Here England could defeat Sri Lanka in the difference of 81 runs. But now here we can see what is the economical points. The economical points is significant as we can see the moments. Okay. What is 80 subtract by 35? That is 50 subtract by 5. That is 45. Now, if we can replace the combined of Josh Butler, Jacob Brethels, Tom Batnon and Harry Pick by a woman to be bank manager of the Bank of England with a salary of 35,000 United States dollars with a score of 60 out of 32 balls. Here, monthly salary saving is almost 445,000 United States dollars. Okay. Now here we can see the 4 Englander man batsmen waste 480,000 United States dollars as a monthly salary. And now let's focus on Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. Hence, I am a misogynist. I would say that how the 4 batsmen are destroying the here we can see how 4 batsmen are destroying the misogynist cricket society of England image. Now you can see that George Butler's score is 7 runs out of 14 overs, while he could get an opportunity to score 78 runs out of 14 overs, 14 balls. Jacob Bethel could get opportunity to score 18 runs out of 4 balls, but he scored 3 runs out of 4 balls. Okay. Now here we can see Tom Batman scored 36 runs out of 7 balls, but his real score is 6 runs out of 7 balls. Harry Pick, the captain of England men's cricket team, scored 14 runs out of 7 balls when he got opportunity to score 36 runs out of 7 balls. Now let's see the points. 72 sum by 78 is 150. 50 sum by 18 is 68. Well, here we can see the both of George Butler, Jacob Battles, Tom Batnon and Harry Pick get opportunity to score 168 runs in 32 balls as a combined score. But their real combined real score is 30 runs out of 32 balls. And it is, in the T20 match, in the T20 match of the calendar 2026, this score of is like a test match. Okay. Now here, it is the points that how George Butler, the combination of George Butler, Jacob Battles, Tom Batnas and Harry Pick are destroying the emotions of misogynist men as a fan of England cricket team. But what about Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf? Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, according with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, well, with monthly salary per one batsman of 120,000 United States dollars, if Jacob Bethel scored 3 runs out of 4 balls, he is not destroyed. Josh Butler scored 7 runs out of 14 balls. He is not destroyed. Okay. Tom Batman scored 6 runs out of 7 balls. He is not destroyed. And Harry Pick scored 14 runs out of 7 balls. He is not destroyed. But if a woman is performing well to be bank manager of the Bank of England with a salary of 35,000 United States dollars, according with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, she is destroyed. And now, here we that is the significant moment that how Maulana Abdur Razzak is not focusing that how to motivate how man can score the highest performance to respect the misogynist image of the misogynist society. Well, and here we can see when I personally watch the score of Josh Butler, Jacob Bethel, Tom Batnan and Harry Pick, I feel that what's happened to England cricket in T20. Well, it is the T20 cricket format in 2020 calendar of 2026. But they are scoring well, they are performing less than women test match. And and now here we can see that when I could see this, I personally beat my head with my shoes because it is the embracing moments that four England batsmen scored uh, less than women's test cricket. Here. Now here we can see even I have talked about the previous live stream where the match between Bangladeshi women versus Pakistani women, even Bangladeshi women's Fatima Khatun scored 40 runs out of 32 balls, but Josh Butler, the Englander batsman, scored 7 runs out of 14 balls, and the captain of England's men cricket scored 14 runs out of 7 balls. And here we can see that is the true amazing moments that we can say in the following four Englander batsmen are disappointed, disappointing us where we are misogynist fan of the England cricket team, and this is the great disappointed for us. Well, and now here as a Facebook post, we would content as status as feeling depressed. Well, now here following four Englander men batsmen's cricket performance, now we would check our mental health in the mental hospital of England because we were watching women test cricket patterns in the man T20 cricket match, and it is the significant disappointment for me. Okay, now what about the Will Jack? Will Jack scored 21 runs out of 14 balls. Okay. Now here we can see. Let's talk about the summary. Well, now here we can see the. Let's talk about the summary. Well, summary. The second scorer is Will Jack. He scored 21 runs out of 14 balls. Okay. Just wait for a moment. And now, it is the surprising moments in England men cricket teams that nowadays 21 run is the highest second score. What is the bad women day we are facing? Well, I think I would need to be off camera because of feeling illness. Okay. Now let's get the moments. As we can see, that is the significant disappointed moments. Well, now we have mentioned that 13 balls with 13 over boundary can score 78 runs. Now here we can, in our prime time, in T20 match, if the second scorer is less than 50 runs, well, it would be shameful that the second scorer was 50 runs, less than 50 runs. But we are surprised that what was going on, the England cricket, that England cricket's second highest score is 21 runs in 14 balls. Well, we know that our first highest scorer is 60 runs out of 24 balls. It is the significant enjoyment. But what about the second highest runs from England? Well, second highest scorer of the England innings is Jack, and he scores 21 runs out of 14 balls. Well, and without Jack scores, here we can see England's score is like 125 runs. And that is not a significant moment, but the significant disappointment is that is the second highest score. Now let's see what was the points. That is too significant. Okay, now, well, who is Will Jack, the Englander cricketer? Okay. Search engine Jindabad. Now, here we can see, well, Will Jack, born in November 21, 1998, the England cricketers. Okay. Now, here we can see, let's check on about ESPN cricket informations. Okay, now here we can, well, it is not a significance. Well, Will Jack career status, here we can see. Now let's focus on T20. Match 37, innings 31, not out of 5, runs is 530 runs, highest score is 53. Okay. Now T20S. Well, he played 231 innings. Well, scores 6,254 runs. Highest score is 108 runs. Well, it is the career status. Now, well, international series. Well, now here is international series. Now let's focus on it. Okay. Now what is the points? Will Jack can score 53 runs in the international cricket T20 cricket match. But it is his capability. But here we can see He is scoring 21 runs out of well out of 11 out of 11. And here we can see, I apologize, 24 1 runs out of 14 with 4 over boundaries. And it is the significant moments. Now let's see what is subtraction of 53 by 21. That is 52 subtract by 20, that is 32. That means here we can see Will Jack is scoring 32 runs less than the highest capability score. And that here we can see that Will Jack is what about the points? Will Jack's monthly salary is 120,000 United States dollars. And now with a monthly salary of 120,000 United States dollars as a monthly salary, if Will Jack score 32 runs less than the highest capability, accordance with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, he is not destroyed. But if a woman if a woman is performing well as a bank manager of Bank of England with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars, she has been destroyed. Okay. Now here is the point that Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf does not realize that how she provides misknowledge about the capability and about the distractions. What is distraction? What is definition of distraction and what is ground reality of distractions? Abdul Razzak bin Yousuf did not provide the proper knowledge. Okay. Well. And now here we can see our rest of the persons are bowlers. I have no expectation from this. Okay. Well, now duplicate tap is Jindabad. If here we can see, what about, well, here I can search Joe's Butler. Now here we can see what is the spelling. Okay. Now search cricket info is here. Men's T20 Cricket World Cup. Here we can see. Well. I think it is not good in there. Now let's focus on the results. And here we can see about the momentums. Well, now let's see about the Josh Butler. Who is the Josh Butler? And what is the performance of Josh Butler's? Now T20 International Series, Josh Butler can score 101 as the highest score in T20. Okay. And now here is the points. Well, here is the moments Josh Butler can score 101 runs as the highest score in T20. It is the highest capability of Josh Butler in T20 that he can score 101 runs. But in this match between England versus Sri Lanka, Josh Butler's real score is 7 runs out of 14 balls. And now, here is the significant points and we have to mention it. Well, what is the point? 101 subtracted by 7 is 100 subtracted by 6, that is 94. That means Josh Butler is scoring 94 runs less than his highest capability score. Because his highest capability score is 101 run, but his real score is 7 runs. And here we can see the points. Now here I would contest the calculations at the moment. Where is my calculators? Well, you would live a long life. 94 divided by 101. Okay. Now here we can see the points. And here is the significant moments. Josh Butler scores, real score is 7 runs out of 14 balls. And as an highest capability in T20 match, Josh Butler's real score, 94% score is missing. But salary is 120,000 United States dollars. Where in real scores, 93% of the highest capability score is missing, but still the salary is 120,000 United States dollars. Accordance with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, he is not destroyed. But if a woman can perform well, as she is a bank manager of the Bank of England with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars, according with Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, she is destroyed. Well, now while the women's performance is 20% of highest capability is missing, 35% of highest capability is missing, or mostly 47% highest capability can be missing of women's who is the bank manager of England with the salary of 35,000 United States dollars. But what about the Josh Butlers? It is clear that 93% of highest capability score is missing, but still salary is 120,000 United States dollars, and still, well, Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf did not say the Josh Butler is disappointing the misogynist fan club of England cricket team, but she said women's well performance to be bank manager of the Bank of England with a salary of 35,000 United States of dollars is destruction for the following women. And what is the source of the knowledge? That is the questionable points. Okay. Now let's see what about the Jacob battles. Well, we have seen that in the match between England versus Nepal, Jacob Battle scores 84 runs. And here we can see, now let's check the points as the significant moments. Well, okay, now here we can see significant moments where 81 divided by 84. What is the points? 97%. Well, in the match between England versus Nepal, Jacob Battle score is 84 runs. But in the match between England versus Sri Lanka, here 97% score is missing. And here, it is not headache of Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, but he claimed that women is destroyed who is bank manager of the Bank of England. Okay. And here is the significant points. Well, now here I confidentially roast the England cricket team in the topic to roast Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf Instagram Reels. Okay. Now let's discuss about Sri Lankan score. Okay. England real score is 146. It is fixed. Okay. Now let's say the points. How is easy for Sri Lanka to achieve the target of 147 in 20 overs, where Sri Lankan cricket history is richer than England cricket team? Now we know that's 140. What is 150? That is 25 multiplied by 6. Okay. Now, when 4 over 1 ball contains 25 over boundary, in the playing of 4 over 1 ball, Sri Lanka could achieve the target of 147 to defeat England in 10 wickets. Well, it is the easy points for Sri Lanka. But let's say the scores for it. And now, here I am here to tell the significant scores cards. Okay. Now let's see what about the Sri Lankans. Well, Pathun Nisanka scored 9 runs out of 8 balls. Kamil Mishra scored 6 runs out of 11 balls. Kunal Mendes scored 4 runs out of 4 balls, where one is boundary and rest of 2 balls is dot and 1 ball is caught out. Okay. Pavan Ratnaik, Golden Duck. Donit Welgares scores 10 runs out of 10 balls. Caminindo Mendes scores 13 runs out of 11 balls. Dashun Sanenka scores 30 runs out of 24 balls. Dushan Hemantha scored 5 runs out of 8 balls. Oh, it is bowlers. Well, Dushmanta Camera scores 6 runs out of 13 balls. Dilshan Madhu Sanka scored 0 run out of 2 balls. Okay. Now here let's see about the top batsman score at the points. Let's say the hypothetical moments. Okay. What is 7 over boundary? That is 42. What is 10 over boundary? That is 60. Now here we can see if Parthun Nishanka and would score 42 runs out of 8 balls. On the other hand, Kamil Mishra would score 60 runs out of 11 balls. Then what would be the points? Well, now here we can see before we get droppings, here we can see the points. Sri Lanka could score 102 runs from Pathun Nishanka and Kamil Mishra. Okay. Both of Pathun Nishanka and Kamil Mishra got opportunity to score 102 runs from this following two batsmen. But what about the real score of Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka is all out in 95 runs in 100 balls, where from two openers, Sri Lanka got opportunity to score 102 runs in 19 balls. And here we can say that is the disappointing moments. Okay. And now here we can see what about the significant points. Well, here we can see what is the okay. Now here we can see Sri Lanka. Now here we can see the points. What is the Sri Lanka? Well, we got the Saudi, we got Somalians, with the South Koreans. Yes, we got the Sri Lankan rupees. Okay. 1 United States dollar cost 310 Sri Lankan rupees. Okay. Now here we can see what is 10,000. What is the 10,000 United States dollars? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is almost 3,093,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Okay. Now, here is the significant moments. Let's get the points. When we are asking the what is the salary of Sri Lankan cricketer per month as assumptions, here it is written the estimate monthly salary is the calendar of 25 2000 2025 to 2026. The estimate monthly salary is almost 10,000 United States dollars. Okay. Now let's see. Well, here it is okay for us. Mi Silva, Shami Silva, Sri Lankan, Sri Lanka, Cricket Board, and okay. He is the person Shami Silva Sri Lankan Cricket Boards, and here is significant moments. Well, I would like to go to the history. Well, here probably I have searched it. Okay. Well. Okay. Now, Shami Silva is the current chairman of Sri Lankan Cricket Board. He is re-elected for fourth consecutive term. His tenure with the span of from 2025 to 2027. Okay. And he is also the chairman of Asian Cricket Council. Okay. Now let's get the points. Well, now here is the significant moments that here. Shami Silva is chairman of Sri Lankan Cricket Board. Sri Lankan cricket history is clear. Before 2011, Sri Lanka is in the One Day Cricket World Cup. Sri Lanka is one-time world champion and almost two-time runners-up of the One Day World Cup ICC One Day World Cup. And here we can, and in that moment, England was only historical three times runner-up in before 2011, and England could not be world champion in the One Day World Cup before 2011. Here we can see the points. Now, let's focus on 2019, where the World Cup is in England. England is the both of host and world champion of the World Cup, One Day World Cup 2019. In that match, England lost to Sri Lanka in the one day match of the One Day World Cup. Here, that was the capability of Sri Lanka. Now we can see that if the match between Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh would not be abundant, probably here would be four country to be in semi-final. Australia, New Zealand, India and Sri Lanka. And probably England would not be in semi-final if and only if the match between Sri Lanka, one day match between Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh would not be abandoned due to rains. That was the capability of Sri Lanka. But now, when Shami Silva is the chairman of Sri Lankan Cricket Board between 2025 and 2027, now let's see the results of Sri Lanka in the match between England versus Sri Lanka. Here we can see. Well, every Sri Lankan cricket fan expects that Pathun Nisanka and Tamil Mishra, Kamil Mishra would contribute the partner 102 runs opening partnership. Here, the entire Sri Lanka cricket team score is 95 runs all out in 100 balls. Now here we can see that how was Sri Lankan Cricket Board has been disturbed that they could not afford the two openers to score the partnership of 102 runs in 19 balls as the opening partnerships, where target is 147 runs in 20 overs and opponent country is England. Now here we can see that was the significant distractions at the moments that we could not imagine at the points. Okay, and well, now let's get the forget the points. What about Kushal Mendes? Well, what is 3 runs? What is the 3 over boundaries? That is 12 runs. Well, 102 sum by 112 is 114. Hence, the expected. Now let's see. What is the expectation of Sri Lankan cricket fans from Sri Lankan cricket teams? That is, here Pathun Nisanka would score 42 runs out of 8 balls. Kamil Mishra would score 60 runs out of 11 balls. And Kushal Mendes would score 12 runs out of 4 balls. But what is the reality? Pathun Nisanka scored 9 runs out of 8 balls. Kamil Mishra scored 6 runs out of 11 balls. And Kushal Mendes scores 4 runs out of 4 balls. Okay. Now, as a neighborhood systems, well, Sri Lanka contains almost 4 countries as a neighbor. One country is, of course, India. Second country is Pakistan. Fourth country is Maldives. And the third country is Maldives. And fourth country is Bangladesh. And here we can see Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf is the Islamic scholar of Bangladesh. And he is the program anchor of Peace TV, where Peace TV Chief Executive Officer is Islamic scholar Zakir Naik, where Peace TV is just to promote Islam in South Asia. Okay. And here we can see the points. Abdur Razzak uh, believes that if women are well performed bank manager of the Bank of Sri Lanka with the salary of 350,000 Sri Lankan rupees, she has been destroyed. Okay. But let's see what is the reality. The reality is Pathun Nishanka scored 9 runs out of 8 balls. But his monthly salary is 3,093,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Yes. Kamil Mishra scored 6 runs out of 11 balls, but his monthly salary is 3,093,000 Sri Lankan rupees. On the other hand, Kushal Mendis score is 4 runs out of 4 balls, where 4 runs, where 1 ball contains 1 boundary, 2 balls contains 2 dots, and the last ball he got caught out. Out. Here is the significant moments. That is the significant disappointment for Sri Lankan misogynist cricket fans. Well, now Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf contains no problems if the monthly salary of Pathun Nishanka would be waste just because Pathun Nishanka scored 9 runs out of 8 balls. Well, 3,093,000 Sri Lankan rupees as a monthly salary of Kamil Mishra would be waste if when Kamil Mishra's score is 6 runs out of 11 balls. Well, it does not matter if 3,093,000 Sri Lankan rupees would be monthly waste on Kushal Mendis, where Kushal Mendis' score is 4 runs out of 4 balls. Okay. What is 93 multiplied by 3? That is 279. Okay. Now, here, the combinations of 9,279,000 Sri Lankan rupees can be monthly waste both on Pathun Nishanka, Kamil Mishra and Kushal Mendis is when Pathun Nishanka scored 9 runs out of 8 balls, Kamil Mishra scored 6 runs out of 11 balls, and Kushal Mendis scored 4 runs out of 4 balls. Well, it is okay for Bangladeshi Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. But if a Sri Lankan woman is well performed to be bank manager of the Bank of Sri Lanka with the salary of 350,000 Sri Lankan rupees, his accordance with Bangladeshi Maulana, well, Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, the Sri Lankan women has been destroyed. Okay. When Sri Lankan women is the hope for Sri Lankan feminist society, and Pathun Nishanka, Kamil Mishra and Kushal Mendis disappointed the entire misogynist cricket fan of Sri Lankan cricket board. And that is here the points. Uh, Pathur Mishanka, Kamil Mishra, and Kushal Mendis disappoints the entire Sri Lankan misogynist cricket fan club. It is not hated of Maulana Abdur bin Yousuf, whom Maulana Abdur bin Yousuf said Sri Lankan woman is destroyed if she is well performed to be bank manager of the Bank of Sri Lanka with the salary of 350,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Okay, now let's see the significant. Okay, now let's talk about the significant journey at the moments. The significant journey is here. Now, what is the points? Purple Rat Naik is golden duck is out of consent. Now, the Donit Welenge scores, real score is 10 runs out of 10 balls. Okay. Now, let's get the journey at the moments. Okay. Now let's see. What is 9 over boundary? That is 54 runs out of 9 balls. Okay. Now here we can see that what if, just for wait a moment, what if Pathun Nishanka scored 42 runs out of 8 balls? Kamil Mishra scored 60 runs out of 11 balls. Kushal Mendis scored 18 runs out of 4 balls. And here we can see Donit Walenge scored 54 runs out of 10 balls. Now let's get a journey. 54 sum by 60 is 114. And what is the 42 sum by 18? That is 60. 114 sum by 60 is 174. Here we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Losing the 4 here with the scoring of just I lose my breath. Well, 19 sum by 4 is 23. 23 sum by 1 is 24. 24 sum by 10 is 34. The playing of 5 over 4 balls. Well, here is the opportunity for Sri Lanka to score 174 runs. 174 runs to defeat England in 4 wickets. Here is the significant opportunity. But, well, what is the points? The point is 2 disappointments. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 93 multiplied by 4? 90 multiplied by 4 is 360. 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Hence, 93 multiplied by 4 is 372. That means the monthly wasting of when the combination monthly salary both of Pathun Nishanka, Kamil Mishra, Kushal Mendis and Donit Walenge would be responsible in their cricket, and Sri Lanka can score 174 runs in 5 over 4 balls. But now, well, here all of the 4 Sri Lankan batsmen is dedicated to waste the combined monthly salary of 12,372,000 Sri Lankan rupees. And here, and that is not headache for Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, where the irresponsibility of following for Sri Lankan batsmen to waste 12,372,000. I apologize. Where following for batsmen waste 12,372,000 Sri Lankan rupees as a combined of 4 monthly salary. Here, but a score is 9 runs out of 8 balls, 6 runs out of 11 balls, 4 runs out of 4 balls, and 10 runs out of 10 balls. The significant disappointment for Sri Lankan Misogynist Cricket Club, cricket fan club, and here Sri Lankan Misogynist cricket fan club is disappointed because of wasting of 12,372,000 Sri Lankan rupees on the following 4 batsmen out of 5 top order Sri Lankan batsmen. Hence, it is not problem for Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. But if a Sri Lankan woman performed well to be a bank manager of the Bank of Sri Lanka with a salary of 350,000 Sri Lankan rupees, accordance with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, well, the Sri Lankan women is destroyed. Okay. Well, Sri Lankan women perform well to promote feminism in Bank of Sri Lanka. But the following 4 batsmen out of top order 5 batsmen of Sri Lanka disappoints the Sri Lankan Misogynist cricket fan place, and that is the significant moments that here is no headaches of Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, that Sri Lankan misogynist cricket has been destroyed minute by minute. It is not headache of Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. And here we can see that is the significant disappointment as we could see. Well, our channel is the misogynist channels, and our channel is based on the how we can see the man appropriate works, how misogyny works. It is our points, current points, that how misogyny is works. And the today's point is how the batsmen disappointed their national misogynist cricket fan clubs. It is the discussions to roast Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf Instagram reels, where Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf is focused only the focus to humiliate the women, the feminism in Sri Lanka and the feminism in England, where English women are bank manager of the Bank of England with a salary of 35,000 United States dollars, and Sri Lankan women became bank manager of the Bank of Sri Lanka with a salary of 350,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Well, that is the largest headache for Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf. But on the other hand, top order four Sri Lankan batsmen, the worst performance disappointed the Sri Lankan Misogynist cricket fan club with, OTP code. A score, where a score is just a disguise, and the real form of number is one-time password code. Now here we can see that is the significant moments at the points that we are being disappointed as we are the Sri Lankan misogynist cricket fans, and Englander misogynist cricket fans, we are disappointed by Josh Butler, we are disappointed by Jacob Brathels, we are disappointed by Harry Brigg, and we are disappointed by Tom Batnance. But it is not the focus, it is not the concern of Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, and that is the significant negative effects, as we can see that how Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf is hypocrite, that he could not see the better improvement of England misogynist cricket team and Sri Lankan misogynist cricket team, but he focused only on the women to curse the women to be bank manager of the Bank of England, and curse the women to be bank manager of the Bank of Sri Lanka. Okay. Now here we can see that is here significant points, and that can be the significant disappointments as we could notify. Okay. Well, now here we can see here we did not focus on the part of fraction of statement of Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, where he said that if women became school principal, she thinks that she has been respected, but according with Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf, she has been destroyed. Well, now how would I say my Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf is cursing on George women, is cursing on women school principal and cursing on women bank manager, but he did not focus on misogynist man better performance on cricket match, and that is, I think, that how Maulana Abdur Razzak bin Yousuf can be said as a false misogynist. Well, see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.